I guess we start at our best player, right? Jason Tatum. Again, I have been trying to defend this man as much as I can, and I know y'all see through the bullshit. I've been saying some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I've been saying some bullshit. The same way I talked about, yo, let's have the same conversation. Let's have the proper conversations with Kevin Durant. Let's have the proper conversations with Giannis. Let's have the proper conversations with Jason Tatum. You are closer to top 12 than you are top 5. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. You are closer to a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to a Paul George, to, I don't even want to say Dame because that's disrespectful to Dame, but that caliber of conversation as you are to a Steph Curry, a Giannis, or a Jokic. I'ma just keep it a stack, bro. I'ma just keep it a stack. I've never seen a superstar be as inconsistent as you without having injury issues. Because I was going to bring up Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, but at least Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid can say, yo, I got a pretty bad injury history. Jason Tatum has been an Iron Man, if anything. So props to Jason Tatum for that. But this dude is so inconsistent, it fucking hurts. It seems like every single year he's trying to cross this sort of hurdle. And it's just annoying at this point, bruh. Like, it's annoying at this point. Now, I'm not going to say that he has no potential to become a better player. With all due criticism, he is 24, 25. You know what I'm saying? That maturity, in my opinion, for a lot of players, a lot of star players, doesn't really come until like 28, 29, 30, around there. But I'm just talking about right now, bro. He don't got that dog in him, man. You don't got that dog in him. He's been the leader of this team since 2020, supposedly. I think 2020 was when we were looking at the Celtics and saying, yo, Jason Tatum is at the very least the best player. He's been the best player on this team in 2020. But I feel like I've never felt like, I'm going to keep it a stack, I've never felt like Jason Tatum was ever the leader of this team. Even in 2020, I thought Kemba was more of a leader than Jason Tatum. Over the last couple of years, I felt like Marcus Smart has been more of a leader than Jason Tatum. I felt like Al Horford has been a leader, more of a leader than Jason Tatum. I'd still give the edge to Tatum compared to Brown, but there's a reason why we're having these conversations. And it's just so upsetting. It's just so crazy because Tatum, it's not just a moniker. It's not just something that the fans started and he's playing into. Jason Tatum has been public about his love for Kobe Bryant, how he looks up to Kobe Bryant, how Kobe Bryant is his biggest inspiration. And I'm going to keep it a bean, man. Kobe Bryant was such an alpha that with a team, on a team with Shaquille O'Neal, he was giving Shaq a run for his money in terms of who the fuck was the alpha on that team. You know what I'm saying? And after that, it was clear who the fuck the alpha was. But why are we even having these conversations, bro? Shout out to Jimmy Butler, because if there's one Kobe-esque presence in this series, again, it's not Jason Tatum, it's Jimmy Butler. It's not Jaylen Brown, it's Jimmy Butler. Keep it a stack. I'm going to keep it a stack. Now, being realistic, in my opinion, I still think the potential, what he's done and what he's proven, is worth giving Jason Tatum the Supermax. Because I would love to see Jason Tatum at 28, 29 with a much more mature mindset to the game. And I'm hoping by then we can look at Jason Tatum as the clear-cut leader of this franchise. And I'm willing to take that bet instead of letting him go or doing whatever. I'm willing to give Jason Tatum that money. But as of right now, again, just not that guy. You're not ready to lead this team to a championship, but that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But again, in me saying that, I do want to hold him accountable and say that he's been ass. He's been ass this whole playoff run. The only games where he was dominant from start to finish was Game 6 versus Atlanta and Game 7 versus Philly. Everything else has either been choke jobs in the first half or choke jobs in the fourth quarter. It's just never been 7, 8, 8, and 9, and like that was the game, bro. Like shit is annoying. Shit is annoying. Shit is fucking annoying. But to the team as a whole, man, I'm gonna just keep it a bean. We're playing like pussies. We're playing like pussies. I've never seen a game, and maybe there has been, where the Celtics just kept whining and bitching the whole fucking game. I don't know if y'all saw the game last night, but just so much whining and bitching to the refs. So much. Oh, that was a foul. What the fuck? That was a foul. Stop. There's bigger issues as to why we're losing the game. And I think no play fucking, I don't even know, like explained this series more than that Max Strus trailing 3 when Jaylen Brown drove to the rim, didn't get a call. He was whining and bitching on the floor, so Max Strus was wide fucking open. Whining and bitching. Whining and bitching. This team is soft, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They got a taste of success last year. And honestly, it happened during the 2019 season too. Motherfuckers got a taste of something. Pause. They came into next season, knew they had high expectations. And when it came playoff time, motherfuckers played like they was entitled to wins. That's what it was. It really started Game 5 versus Atlanta. Could have just ended it right there. But motherfuckers wanted to play with their food. Motherfuckers want to play. They wanted to play with their food. They wanted to play with their food. And then we go to Philly. Game 1. James Harden smacks our ass. Playing with our food once again. Once a fucking again. But luckily, because Philly is being led by Doc Rivers, James Harden, and Joel Embiid, you got a little bit more room for error, just to say the least. It's like to say the least. Just got a little bit more room for error. And at least at the very least, the Celtics took advantage of that. So shout out to the Celtics for doing that. You know, shout out to the Celtics for doing that. But yes, at some point, there's gonna be a team, a championship level team, a team that's serious about this year, that the Celtics were gonna run into. And that whole kiki and ha-ha and playing with their food and taking this shit lightly, there was going to be a team that was going to take advantage of that, and they were not going to let their foot off your neck. And that's the Miami Heat. You think after last year, like dead ass Boston. Did y'all think after last year they was gonna let their foot off the gas pedal for 1 second these playoffs? Fuck no. I wouldn't. And it's from y'all saw it last night. It was top to bottom. It was top to bottom. Celtics put in their scrubs. Miami had the balls to still put in Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent, and Duncan Robinson. And they was still cooking the whole fucking second half. Still cooking. I couldn't even get that fake comeback. You know, like I couldn't even get that off. I couldn't even enjoy that. Shit was embarrassing, dog. Shout out to the 600. Shout out to the 600 people in here. But shit is embarrassing. I think that's indicative of what Miami's mindset is going into the series. It's just, yo, we ain't playing around this year. We are here for revenge. We are out for blood. And then you look at Boston. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna pull up the tweet. I swear on life. Shout out to the 620 in the building. I swear on life. This right here is when I saw a red flag in the mentality we was going into the series. The Celtics are playing old school jams today. A shoot around, slow motion by Juvenile, right there by Chingy. One call away also by Chingy. Don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad sign for them tonight, but it brought me back to my youth. Those are still some catchy ass tunes. I'ma keep it a bean. I saw this and I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all just chilling. It's shoot around, guys. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals, guys. And, you know, that the reason why I didn't tweet anything about this is because, like, okay, maybe this is, you know, they're trying to get the nerves out. They're not trying to go into the game with, like, crazy nerves. They're trying to play loose. But I ain't gonna lie, looking back at that tweet, I should have said something. Because they're coming into the series a little bit too fucking relaxed. Hey, looking back, that was way too relaxed. Now it's way too relaxed. And then I saw how this team was shooting around going into the game yesterday. Just didn't look serious, dog. Just didn't look serious. Didn't look serious, man. This is an unserious team. This is an unserious team. Also, Jaylen Brown. You know, I said this in the Bsolz and Sage video. His body language has been off since the trade deadline. His body language has been off since the trade deadline, since those rumors about, you know, they're going to trade me for KD have been around. His body language has just been off. And on one hand, I understand where he's coming from. He has dedicated a lot to this team. He has met the criteria for a supermax. So for this fan base, this organization to doubt him still at this point, you know what I'm saying? For the organization to still look around for greener pastures. On one hand, I can see how that's disrespectful. If I was in that position. And again, a lot of these players, they don't get into the positions they're at, especially at a star level, without an insane level of confidence, self-confidence within themselves. But on the other hand, yo, JB, this right here is exactly why you was low-key on the trade block. This right here is exactly why people had reservations. Like this right here is exactly why when people look at the Celtics and the fact that they are eligible to give Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown a supermax, we're looking at Jason Tatum and saying, okay, no, not many people are really down on that, but when it comes to you, and you're playing like Jordan Poole. Let me look up his numbers so far in the series, bro. Like this is insane. This is absolutely insane, bro. This is absolute. This series, Jaylen Brown is averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists on 38, 10%, and 50% from the line. I don't know what's worse, him shooting 50% from the line or the fact that he only has 4 free throws in 3 games. Probably the fact that he only has 4 free throws in 3 games. But this ain't it, bruh. This is not it. And let's look at Miami. You ain't defending anyone. Unless you're Kyle Lowry's primary defender and you've been defending him the whole time, which you haven't. You ain't locking down anyone. So I can't even look at you and say, oh, at least the defense is there. Definitely not the passing. Okay, rebounding. Scoring ain't there. So what the fuck is Jaylen Brown doing? What is he doing? And mind you, Jaylen Brown is 2 years older than Jason Tatum. What is he doing? And you mean to tell me is disrespect for a franchise, for a fan base, to have cause for pause, to give you $280 million, a contract that's reserved for the best of the best in the league, a contract that's honestly reserved for motherfuckers like Steph Curry, motherfuckers like, LeBron James in his prime, motherfuckers like that. And you mean to tell me it's disrespectful to look at you and question that? That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. And to answer y'all questions, I don't want him back, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown duo. I'm of the believer that certain cores you can only give so much time. This core has really truly been around since 2018, 2019. It's time, bro. It's time. We're being led by 2 number 2s. We're being led by 2 number 2s. There's a championship window right now. It'd be one thing if, maybe this is our first time making it to the first round. We got kind of like the Knicks. It's our first time in the playoffs in a minute. Get bounced out in the second round. Let's give these guys a shot and see what they can do at age 30, at age 29 or whatever. That's one thing. But at this point in time, there is a championship window right now. Jaylen Brown is valuable right now. And fuck whatever anyone gotta think. Trade him. Trade him. Trade him, bro. More specifically, I've thrown this out on the stream before. Damian Lillard. I would love to see someone who, in my opinion, is a clear alpha beyond the Celtics. I would love to see someone who is hungry for a title to lead the Celtics. I would love to see Damian, and also I've just been a crazy Dame fan over the last couple of years. I would love to see Dame on the Boston Celtics. I would love that. I would love that. I ain't gonna lie. Aside from that, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who's on the market. I know some people have thrown out like possibly Embiid. I'd love to get Embiid, but I don't know. Trade JB for Ingram. I don't even think New Orleans wants that. I don't know about Embiid too. I don't know. I'm just not a big Embiid fan, bro. But yeah, in my opinion, I would just love to have Dame on my team, given all these circumstances. But let me go ahead and read some of these super chats, man. I know I've been kind of lacking on the super chats. Zeke for $5. Zeke the Heat fan. Yeah. Crazy. Shout out to Zeke. Shout out to Trae Young. I would not want Trae Young. Embiid and Tatum wouldn't fit well. I agree. I think the spacing would just be hella off. And Jason Tatum isn't an elite enough 3-point shooter to be with Embiid. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Griffin Gaming for $10. As a Heat fan at this point, I'm just enjoying the ride. Not gonna lie. No matter how it ends at this point, I'm proud of this team. And I know even if we get swept by Denver, those 4 wins will be hard fought. Yeah. That was me last season. And that's what makes this season so much more annoying. Is because it's an underachievement. In my opinion, Boston team specifically, they do the worst when they are in a position to underachieve. When Boston teams got shit to prove, when Boston teams are the underdog, that's when we have our most fun seasons. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. 2008 is like an exception, to be honest with you, but more so in like the last decade. I'm gonna be honest. I personally had more fun watching the Isaiah Thomas Celtics. That underdog mentality that the team had, I thought was just extremely fun. We were an underdog in 2017. We were an underdog in 2018. Hey, we had high expectations in 2019. What the fuck happened? We had high expectations in 2020. I mean, we got to the Eastern Conference Finals and they weren't as high as they have been the last 2 years. But again, what the fuck happened? 2021, Jaylen Brown was injured for a lot of the season, or at least going into the playoffs. I just didn't have high expectations. So we were where we were. 2022, I think we were still the second seed, but again, that was a season where we had a lot to prove. There was a lot of doubt with this team, specifically with how they played in the first half of the season, how they have a new coach. There was a chip on this team last season. They were playing with a chip on their shoulder. But this season, nah, bro. Nah. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't fucking do it. Let me read more super chats. David Axel. I'm not even gonna butcher your last name. But shout out to David Axel. It's okay, Souls. As a Lakers fan, I'm sharing your pain. Appreciate it, man. But that's the thing, though. Like, again, it's a mid-off. It's an ass-off. But at least, like, Laker fans can say, yo, we shouldn't even be here, dog. Yo, we shouldn't even be here. We was 2-10. We're the 7th seed. We were in a play-in game. So for us to be in the Western Conference Finals, this was a fantastic season. Fantastic season. Disappointing, fine, but it was still a fantastic season. The Celtics, it's like, yo, y'all had the road lined up for y'all, bro. Embiid was injured. Giannis was injured. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get bounced out. The Knicks might have even made the Eastern Conference Finals at some point. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just hella disappointing. Hella fucking disappointing. Also, Coach Mazzulla. That's probably the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to this topic. Listen, I'm still of the belief. And shout out to the 827 in here. What the fuck? Y'all really want to see my downfall, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. Yo, become an SLZ member. How about that, man? Become an SLZ member. Support me. Please. God. Shout out to SLZ in the building. But yeah, going back to Coach Mazzulla. I'm still of the belief that coaches do get scapegoated. Right? Unfairly. In my opinion. because it's still up to Brad Stevens to hire that next person. And he doubled down on it by giving him an extension before he even coached a playoff game. So there's accountability on that front. There's still also accountability from the player's perspective, like I just talked about. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, these are two all-NBA caliber players playing like ass. This is not live. Yeah, it is. What the fuck? Come on, bro. Come on, VidQuez. I see you in the chat. This is live. Fuck you. Yeah. Our all-NBA guys, we got 2 of them, and they are playing like shit. They are playing like fucking shit. Malcolm Brogdon is the 6th man of the year, and these are the numbers he's putting up. 11 points on 38, 25, 79 splits. Marcus Smart is our starting point guard, putting up 9 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, cool, on 35, 30, 73 splits. Al Horford is our starting center, who's supposed to provide spacing and rim protection, and he's getting bitched like a baby by Bam Adebayo, and he's averaging 6 points, 4 rebounds, a rounded up block on 37, 23 splits. This is our team. Damn, Luke Cornett. Okay, I see you. But yeah, no, this is our team. And I can't look at all of this and just put it on the coach. But at the same token, the coach is still not good. Still not good. The rotations are a mess. In my opinion, he's waited too long to get Derek White involved. Like, look, Derek White is the only one playing good. Why is he not involved enough? Why is he not getting more minutes? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why the idea was to run Al Horford at the 5 yesterday. Bam had a monster game yesterday because of that. So that's great. I've never seen a coach get cooked for timeout timings and lack of situational awareness to call a timeout at the right moments. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. And even just, you know, the intangibles, the soft skills. Just you know what it really was, and this, I think we even won this game. I can't pull up the tweet right now. It was game 6 against Philly. After that, I think in Marcus Smart's press conference, a reporter asked him, "Yo, how did you feel about Coach Mazzulla this game?" And Marcus Smart, a player, was talking about how, like, Joe is getting better. Yeah, he's getting better. I love the spots he put us in. Yeah, he's getting better. Do you say that ain't a red flag to y'all? A player going on a press conference talking about his coach, talking about he's getting better. I don't know if that's just me, but that shows a lack of respect for the coach's fucking knowledge of the game. That is a red flag, bro. You don't say that about Phil Jackson. You don't say that about Eric Spoelstra. You don't say that about Ime. You don't say that about Brad Stevens. You don't say that about, I can keep going on. I've never heard that be said about a coach. Yeah, he's getting better. What? And mind you, I'm even trying to look at the angle. You know, he's a first-year coach. He was an interim coach. I don't even care at that point. Because if you look at other first-year coaches, they wasn't even saying that, dog. If anything, they would just say next question. If anything, they would just ignore the question. He's getting better. Listen, I'm not even gonna say that Coach Mazzulla is a bad. Jesus Christ. I think Coach Mazzulla can be a head coach in the NBA. But compared to the expectations of this Boston Celtics squad, again, this is a team with championship aspirations. This is a team with a championship window right now. I don't give a fuck if y'all extended him. Please fire him, bro. He's not it. He is not it. Unless we're going to commit to a rebuild. If that's what we're doing, hey, by all means, give the new coach a little bit more time to figure out when to call timeouts. Because apparently that's what we're going to have. But if it's about winning a championship right now, dog. And again, there's blame to be passed around all along. Even from a GM perspective, Brad Stevens, Coach Mazzulla is not the only misstep you had in building this roster. Our front line is cheeks. Relying on a 39, 38-year-old Al Horford, or whatever old he is, and Rob Williams, who's been injury prone, who we had to load manage the whole season as our big men. Also, our wing depth, non-existent. Who is it? Grant Williams? Non-existent, bro. Non-fucking-existent. So again, there's blame to be passed around. Not saying there isn't. But I'm just saying that blame includes Joe Mazzulla. And if we're going to go push comes to shove, he is not the coach that's going to lead us to a championship. Period point blank. Period point blank. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it, dog. I don't want to fucking hear it. Shout out to William Yates for the $10. Hey, love your videos as a person without an actual team they follow. I must say these playoffs have been quite enjoyable. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. In terms of y'all talking about bring Doc back. you know what's crazy? It's choosing between the lesser of two evils. But I ain't gonna lie, I would rather have Doc Rivers than Joe Mazzulla. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm like, if you just put a gun to my head, would you rather have Joe Mazzulla or Doc Rivers? Give me Doc Rivers. Now, if you're not gonna put a gun to my head, I'm gonna say let's look at a Nick Nurse. You know what I'm saying? Like let's look at a Monty Williams. You know, who's on the assistant? Who's fucking Denver's assistant coach type shit? You know, who's that dude that looks like Benedict Cumberbatch on Miami's bench? Like, maybe he's, you know, like, what's his resume looking like, you know?